Now, there's one thing that you, as an aspiring developer, probably suck at, and it's holding you back from getting a job as a software developer. And with just a little bit of effort, you can actually level up your skills such that you actually get noticed by recruiters and hiring managers and the like out there in the real world. But what is this thing that you suck at? Marketing. And let me explain more by talking about this t-shirt. So let me take you back to a time where I was in a room and I landed 5 different job interview requests completely by accident. You see, I was actually at an entrepreneurial meetup with a bunch of CEOs and stuff who had just received funding in their businesses, and I was hoping to rub elbows with them and just make some connections in the entrepreneurial world. At the time, I was brand new to entrepreneurship, so I was eager to learn from absolutely anyone I could find. But what happened was, within minutes of arriving in this room, I was approached by a man who was curious about whether or not I knew software development. And of course I said, yes, actually I am a software developer, and we went on to talk about his startup and how he was in desperate need of coders, and he was wondering if I was available to help him out. But I wasn't there to get a job as a software developer, I was there to learn about entrepreneurship, so I politely declined and I moved on to the next conversation in the room. So, long story short, I walked around and this time a lady approached me with the exact same question. Hey, are you a software developer? And I stopped her and I said, yes, but how did you know that I was a software developer? And of course, she pointed to my t-shirt. I had a big dev sign on my t-shirt, proclaiming to the entire room that I knew how to code. Now, this was a hyper-successful marketing move that I had no intention of doing, and I went on to have conversation after conversation with founders who had so much money burning a hole in their pockets they didn't know what to do with it. And I was actually invited by 5 different people to have an interview with them because they were just desperate to get a coder. So they didn't care about my credentials, they didn't care about any certifications, they didn't care about any of my background. All they knew is, hey, there is a developer standing in front of me who I'll take at face value, and I am desperately in need of a developer, so therefore this must be some sort of fate, and let's give this person an opportunity to interview. Now, since this was an event for entrepreneurs, there were no other real developers in the room, so I was kind of like the hot girl at the bar, so to speak. So the first hack that you can do is put yourself in a room, the correct room, where you have no competition, and you can openly market yourself and your skills on autopilot. And if you want to grab a shirt like this for yourself to do this same hack, you can grab it in the link below. Now, that form of marketing does require a little bit of effort because you'll need to do some research to find out are there any meetups of entrepreneurs in the area, and then you have to physically go and be there yourself. So if you're looking for something a little bit easier where you can actually flex this marketing muscle of yours again on autopilot, one really important tip is to update your LinkedIn profile title, your job title on LinkedIn. Because right now, if your job title is something like, I'm working at McDonald's, I'm working in customer service, in retail, in what have you, that is not what recruiters are actually searching for when they're looking to hire a entry-level developer. Now, if you want to take this LinkedIn hack a little bit further, what you can do is at the very top of your LinkedIn profile is a banner. And what you can do with that banner is update it to reflect the technologies that you are comfortable with and that you are hoping to use out in the real world when you get a job. This allows recruiters to know that when they visit your profile, they are in the right place, and it will allow them to continue perusing through your LinkedIn profile, allowing you to get closer and closer to actually getting a phone call and an interview. But do not stop there, because when recruiters are going through your profile, they might start to peruse your GitHub repositories. So one thing that is not helpful for recruiters is seeing a repository full of assignment 1, assignment 2, assignment 3, and just random names for random repositories. You should help them out by adding descriptions to every single one of your coding repositories that talks about the actual languages, frameworks, and technologies, and libraries, and whatever it is that you have used inside of each of those repositories. Because then allows the recruiters to scan through each of those repositories and see which one it is that, has technologies that they are interested in, so they know that you actually have some real-world experience. Now, all these tactics that you've learned are great, but there's even more that you can be doing to increase your chances of getting that interview. I've recorded an entire video here that you can go to learn about the 5 tips that you can use to landing your first entry-level job as a coder.